So I said good morning. So I hope you had some time. Yes, good morning, guys. I hope you had time to go over yesterday's stuff. So as usual, we will do the revision, but we will do the revision along with solving of your yesterday's assignment. So tell me, could anyone complete the last part of that longer assignment? Has anyone? This is updation part. Partly we had solved, partly I had kept. Okay, you have not yet. So that is what we are going to start with today, but after a quick revision. So now, whatever, I'm going to revise the enum, whatever we were discussing last, and then we will continue. So if you want to code along with me, I'll definitely invite you for that. But if you want to say, no, I just want to, this part of the assignment, at least if you solve it with me, like a continuation of yesterday's discussion, it will be great. And then when I start a new topic, such as we will continue with your wrapper classes, nested classes, generics I'm going to show you. So all that, it is your call. How do you want to do it? So before we continue with any discussion, let me just open yesterday's help and regarding enums. So here, now you will understand why enums in a better manner. Some of the features you have seen, one or two features you have yet to see. So everyone knows, start with that. When you want to declare the enumeration, which is the keyword we use, the keyword used is, like how we have class interface, it is enum. And whenever you declare an enum, you have seen that lot of code, so much of code gets generated automatically by the compiler. And why it is considered as the combination of class and interface, which is the class feature you have seen in that generated code? Anyone wants to tell me? The constructor. And you remember the methods, static methods, value of, values, value of, and static initializer block. So all these come from the, yes, constructor and the methods and static initializer block are from the class related features. And what about interface? Anything from the interface you saw? Yes, the state members, the data members are all public static final. You got it? So that is the reason. Now see, you have spent some time on enum. Now you'll start understanding what I'm trying to say here. So why enums? First reason is easy. It helps you to define the set of related constants. So this you have seen. Yesterday we were discussing all the departments which we can have in our organization. So that is where we define R&D, sales, marketing type of constants. Now this part is now I hope you will understand. Another reason, this is the most important reason the enums are, why enums are created. Type safety to the constant. What is the meaning of this type safety? I have written the example. Suppose you don't use the enum. Instead, you use interface by the name. This is for something like your Book My Show or movie related app, for example. So you have defined movie constants where you have defined the ages of the movie viewer audience, plus you have also defined the cost of the ticket. Are you understanding me? So suppose you have defined an interface, and in that interface, you know, these constants are public static final, and these are the various ages, and these are the ticket costs. So let me ask you a simple question. What is the data type of these ages as well as ticket cost? Nothing complicated, simple. What is the data type? Int. Everyone understands it? Now read. If by programmer's mistake, I'm not saying you will do it intentionally, but you can create, you can have a programming bug. If you try to compare ticket cost to the age of a user. So for example, I'll talk in code. If age minor is less than ticket cost gold. You understand what I said? So in that case, will compiler give you error? Will you get runtime error or will you get wrong results? If you try to compare the age min with suppose constant, this ticket constant gold, what will you get? You will get none of the errors because as far as compiler goes by the types. So the types are both integer. GVM doesn't find anything wrong in it because it's a logical error. 100% you get wrong results. But logically thinking, if you think actually functionally, this comparison itself should not be allowed. Why it should not be allowed? Because one is talking about ages, one is talking about ticket costs. But since both of them are of the type int, you will not get, neither compiler nor JVM will find it as a difference. Okay, so this is a disadvantage. So if I ask you to remove this error, so that if you make the comparison between the wrong types, your compiler should give you error. Can enum help you in that? Answer is yes. So enum can definitely help you in that. How will enum help you in that? Anyone wants to tell me? Are you understanding what I'm saying? See, if you are comparing ages with the ticket cost declared as interface constants, you will easily make an error. But I can stop this. I can stop it at the compilation level itself the moment you think of an enum. Anyone wants to give me the solution? Exactly. So you declare two different enums. Are you getting it? I've given the clue. One is age types, or allowed ages or something, viewer ages or moviegoer ages, and one is ticket cost. And I hope you remember, the moment you declare it in the enum, will they be of the type int? I'll ask you a specific question because I don't want you feeling confused. Suppose you created the enum by the type, by the name age. Okay, think public enum age, and then you added there age minor, age minimum, age maximum. So you added that. So can you tell me now what will be the type of age minor, age minimum, age maximum? Will it be int or will it be something else? Of course, you are right. Very right. Very good. I'm so happy to see this. They are self-type constants, so they will be of the type age. Very good going, guys. And then when I say another enum I create, such as ticket cost, and I gave the ticket cost silver, gold, platinum, different categories. So what will be the types of those ticket costs? The type itself is a self-type constant ticket cost. And then a horrible programmer, the one who writes buggy code. So if he or she tries to compare the age with the ticket cost, what will you get? Your choices are compile time error, runtime error, or the wrong result. Answer is compiler error. Are you getting the feel? Are you getting? Because it is like, you're trying to compare a mango to the orange and there is no connection that they are of the different types. So how do you answer this in interviews? One word, or couple of words. Enums adds the type safety to the constants. Okay. And the type of the constant itself becomes a self type, such as age or ticket cost. Compiler will never allow you to compare two dissimilar types. And this is what is the meaning of adding type safety to the constants. Are you understanding why? What is the statement I'm making? With an example. Without example, it becomes impossible. Are you clear, guys? You understood? So this is an advantage of the enum. Second advantage. Next advantage. If you say, for example, if you have added these, these all are the, let's say, movie constants, but you have added them in a interface. So tell me, if I want to show to the end user that these are the ages or these are the ticket costs by iterating over all. So tell me, is it possible to iterate over interface constants? It's a Boolean question, yes or no. Is it possible? Answer is no. Not because it is final. There is no method which allows you to go over all declared constants in the interface. But whereas, if I ask you the same question for the enum, is it possible? Because enum also has got public static final constants. So final has nothing to do with it. So tell me, is it possible to go over all enum constants? Is it possible, or is it possible to iterate over all the enum constants? Answer is 100% yes. And which is the method you have seen yesterday? Which is the method we have used yesterday? Exactly, values. Are you getting it? That is the reason, guys, I did not explain this yesterday. Now you have worked with enums. Now you'll understand my points easily. So that is the another advantage. And here, this part you have yet to see. Today I will show you sometime. So if you had explained this, if you declare an interface such as menu, and menu has, it's a food menu, right? Restaurant menu or whatever menu. So here you have declared certain constants. What are the three keywords? Public static final. This is your food item name, soup, dosa, rice, something. And these are the constant values you have assigned. But I'm not happy here, because along with my food item, I want to associate the price. So for example, I'm selling tomato soup at 60, Mysore dosa at 50, fried rice at 100, something, So is it possible to associate the prices along with the food items? If it is in the interface, becomes very difficult, not possible easily. Wait for some more time, because immediately I'm not going to continue with enum too much, because we have associations, other topics. But in lab session, I'm going to show you. I'll just tell you what I'm going to show you. Here, I have an example. So, okay, let me say this properly so nobody feels confused. In the interface, you cannot associate extra details, but what is it called? In the enum, you can associate multiple details with the one data type, because enum is nothing but a special class, specially created class. So I'll not waste too much time, but I'll give you some hint. So let me ask you, suppose, oh, sorry, this is one thing I had not taken. What we had done yesterday was we had declared the enum as a separate type. But you should know what is possible. So enums can be declared within a class also, or separately also. So that separately example I showed you. But if you see this, don't throw it out as a compiler error. So see, this point I had not taken yesterday. It's a new point. So this is your class, let us say test outer. And as you can see, this is where your class is opening. This is where class is closing. So tell me, this particular enum, is it declared within the class or outside the class? Simple question. Everyone knows the answer. It is declared within the class. So this is called as a nested enum. You're going to see nested classes very soon. And if you want to access particular direction, how we used to do it yesterday? You directly used to say department.rnd, or if you say import static, just rnd. So now, since it is the part of the outer class, they are always considered as the static members of the outer class. So how will you access it? Outer class name, which is test outer. How do you access the static member? Class name dot member name dot direction. And everyone knows east, west, north, and south are nothing but public static final self-type constants. So this is how you'll access it. You understood? If it was outside, how you would have accessed it? If I had not written this enum within a class, how would you access a direction west? Type it out, please. Yeah, import static. If you say only west, and if you don't say import static, enum name direction.west, but the moment it is embedded within the outer class, it would be test outer dot direction dot west. Okay, so this is also possible. I'm just preparing you for exams also, guys. So if you see this, it is accessible. It is a logic. It is a correct syntax. But generally, if you ask me, we like to declare the enum separately. Then you have seen you have seen so much. So you know that enum super class is java.lang.enum, and implicitly your Java compiler adds a private constructor which has a super means call to the super class, and two fields, two mandatory members of every enum are constant name and ordinal. And you have also seen the methods. This is the method we were talking about. So what does a values method return? Enum array. So for example, if I ask you, what will be the, if you consider this, what will be the test outer dot direction dot values? What will be the return type of that? What will be the return type for this enum? Anyone wants to tell me? Values, what it will be? Direction array. No, not single direction. Values return you array, right? So direction array it is. And if I want to convert any string to the enum, which is the parsing method we have used, is value of. And since these methods are all generated by compiler, you will not find them in the Java docs. And if you give a wrong name of the constant, which is the exception it throws? Illegal argument exception. Is it a checked exception or unchecked exception? It is an unchecked exception. So if you are happy with the default handling, that is JVM gives you a message, no enum constant, fine. Otherwise, I have shown you the trick. You catch the illegal argument exception in the method and you can rethrow it as a custom exception. So that all depends on your requirement. And which are the methods which you have seen? So you have seen a name method, which returns to the name of the constant in string form. Ordinal is nothing but the order as it appears, starting with 0. Next question. Has enum, that is your superclass, has enum overridden the toString method? Answer is yes. It has overridden it to return the name of the enum constant. So tell me, can you, in your enum, can you override it further? Answer is yes, because it is not a final method. But whereas, can you override the equals and compare to method to change the equality or a comparison criteria? Answer is no. You got that? And this part you have not seen. So whenever I get time today, not in the morning, not immediately, because we have other topics to cover. But I'll just give you that hint, and so that you will have it in the background. So till now, what you had seen is only couple of constants. But here, see, this is an example of direction. So if I refer to east as a starting point, so here, this is nothing but east with the angle of 0. Okay. So naturally, west is opposited. So it is 180 degrees, north 90 degrees, and south 270 degrees. So this is the angle associated with the direction. If I keep my reference point as east, if I start counting from east, I start from 0, north, west, and the south. That's not important. Important is now when you see this these additional details, this is what is nothing but the state of the enum. So here, see, this all I'm going to take it with a proper example. Don't worry. So can you add additional constructors of your own to the enum? You will see the answer is yes. Can you maintain non-static, non-final, regular instance variable like in a class in the enum? Answer is yes. Can you add some methods, getters, setters in the enum? All answers are yes. So point is, that is why that is why I said the first statement, Java enums are much more powerful than your C++ enums. So wait for some time, and I'm going to take a small assignment, which is that food menu generation. I made something with the food bill and all that, and we will write it together. Okay, so this is what you have seen yesterday. So now, as a continuation of a revision, some of you have said that they finished this assignment, so they can just sit back and confirm. But some of you are still doing it, so you are going to do it with me. Those who have done it can just check, or if you have any better suggestion, you can give that. Yes, you have a question. Somebody raised a hand. Is it by mistake, or do you want to ask a question here? Okay, so now let us continue. So what is it we were trying? I'll just open your assignment statement. So this is what we were discussing. So updation of two things: employee salary, incremental, and the department. So user inputs naturally whose salary, who you want to transfer on a promotion. So here employee ID, unique of course, department ID, and the salary increment. And what was the expected output? In case you give a wrong employee ID, it should show you the error message, but not with just a SOP. You should throw the custom exception. The try block gets aborted, reaches the catch, and through the catch block, you should throw it. So via custom exception and catch. But if the employee ID is valid, next validation you do is that new department, whatever user had chosen, does it exist? And then in that case, in the case of success, change the department and apply the salary increment. So tell me honestly, is the problem statement clear? Everyone, nobody has a question on what is being asked? Everyone is clear with that. So we had already started making the changes. So I'm continuing in D10 lab. Once we complete that small pending part, I'll copy, I'll send you the code, and you can and then you can look at it. So everyone knows we have declared a department here. We have that core class employee. What is the relationship between employee and a department? Is it a uses a, is a, or has a? What is the relationship between employee and a department? Employee has a department. That is the relationship. Soon our next topic is going to be association. Employee has a join date. Employee has a salary, right? So all these things I'm not repeating. And if you remember, in the constructor, we have already taken the enum, and the conversion parsing, we are doing it in the validation methods. So this is pretty simple. We had written it together. Equals method, getter, setters. These are what we are going to require. So it is already there. Now please open. Custom exception is easy, so you don't have to. Validation rules. And take a look at the last validation rule. So here, see this. Take a look at it. Who is going to call this validation rule? Answer that. Which class will be calling this? This will be invoked by whom? The tester. Everyone understands it? And when? For solving our requirement. User wants to. User means manager. Wants to set the new salary, increment the salary, and transfer to a new department. So first we are validating if the employee with that employee ID exists. So check. You look at the code, there is a comment and everything. So what will this method do in case of invalid employee ID? Tell me. What will this method do in case the employee ID is invalid? It will throw the exception. Custom exception or the system exception, guys? Of course, custom exception. Java doesn't understand all of that. You have to throw. And in case of employee ID found, what is it we are returning? We are returning the employee object reference, which has complete details of employee. So yesterday I had explained, suppose this is your array structure. Suppose 5 employees are recruited. So E1, E2, E3, E4, E5 are the pointers, the references in the array pointing to 5 different employee objects. And these are the IDs. So here we have to, tomorrow we are starting with collection framework. So till tomorrow, you have to write your own for each loop for finding out anything. This is a finding by primary key, finding by unique ID. You have to write. Tomorrow, when we start with collection framework, you will see all these are given as ready-made methods. And there is a searching algorithm and all that. So we'll talk about it later. So it's a simple null check. And the moment equals method returns true. Tell me, equals method is based on what? Content equality. Our equals method, employee classes equal method. Is it based on reference equality or content equality? It's a content equality. Are we checking the complete contents or only employee ID? Only employee ID. So it is ID based equality. So the moment equals method returns true, what does it mean? Employee ID is found or employee ID is not found? Answer is employee ID is found, and such a employee reference, the one which is from the array, we are returning it to the caller. But if the control and return means method returns. But if the control reaches here, what does it mean? Employee ID is invalid in the entire array. You did not find a match. So in that case, we had thrown the exception. So this is where I think I had stopped. Is everyone clear so far? You have gone through this code. So now let us just continue and finish this part and then start the today's topics. Just a second. Okay, so here. Now the actual thing is in the tester. So those who have not written it, start writing with me. Test employee organization. So here, this part, change or no change, everything should come from you because looks like it is helping you this parallel coding sessions. Answer is no change. I still require employee array. I still require exit counter and all that. Are you going to add any new option? Of course, yes. So let me make this as 10 and let's make it as this update. Okay. So here, I'll just add another option. Update employee details. Got this? And then I'm asking the user to choose. So here, let me say it's 10 and here is 3 and it's week. Okay. So now tell me here, what is the prompt? What is the thing you are going to ask user? What are the inputs you are going to take user? If you have not done it, start doing it with me. So here you are going to accept, enter employee ID, new department and the salary increment. Got it completely? 3 things, 3 inputs you'll be taking. Absolutely correct. So you tell me, what should I do first? You tell me and write it in comments till you get the hang of it. And anyway, writing comments is always good. So what should I do first? First step, please. I have to validate the employee ID. Absolutely correct. So check, I'll say it simply, if employee exists. So I hope by now you have got comfortable into import static. But I can anytime you tell me that it's not clear, I can explain on the last day of Java also. So here, which is the method? Okay, let's say this. Which is the method I want to call? I want to call the static method get employee details. So if I don't use the import static, how will I call it as validation rules dot get employee details? But you know, I want to call it directly. So tell me, what will come after import static? I hope you are typing this parallelly. So here, where is the class, fully qualified class name? So it is in the utils package. Guys, I'm just hitting control space, not typing the whole thing. Which is the class here? Control space again, validation rules. And you can either say star to indicate all. Oh yeah, we got it here. Sorry, I missed it. My mistake. Sorry, guys. So here, I have already said import static utils dot validation rules dot star. So what does that star mean? Star means all static methods can be accessed. So our job is already done. So let's try this. So here, which is the method I want to call? Not validate. Get employee details. I just said get and E and I got the prompt. So here, what is it we are going to do is, anyone wants to tell me, what is the first argument you will supply? First argument is the employee ID. Exactly. So how do you read employee ID from the scanner? It's a sc.next int. And what is it you need to pass? The employee array. You know, in Java, whether you pass a reference type of a variable or whether you pass a primitive type, it is passed by value. means copy is made. So we discussed all of that. And in that case, I told you a shortcut. You can either type it out yourself or simply click here and say control 1, assign the statement to new local variable. And here I'm saying, for example, employee details. So tell me, there are two outcomes. If the employee is not found, will this code continue, or will the try block get aborted? Of course, try will be aborted. So here we have the catch-all block, and which is the error message. I don't want to do this because we are still debugging. So we will keep this. So which is the error you will see? Our custom exception with the error message, invalid employee ID. But if the code comes to the next line, if the control comes to the next line, what does it mean? Employee found or employee ID is valid. Understood, everyone? The first step is done because some of you had not done it. So for them, everyone 100% clear so far? Yes or no? Okay. So now tell me, employees found. Great, cool. Now what is the next thing? Can I directly update or I need some more validations? Of course, I need the validation. So here we have to validate whether the new department ID is correct or not. So employees found. Now next is, okay, now validate new department. So tell me, for validating new department, do we need to write any method or do we already have this? New method is required? No. I'm not asking about setter. I'm talking about validation, guys. Setter will come after that. We already have written it together yesterday. So check this. Do we have something called as validate department, where I'm passing the string form of a department and it is parsing it into enum? Already have. So see, this is where we are reusing our APIs. These are our APIs. These are our methods. So anyone wants to tell me how? So here, start with validate something. I just said start, validate department. And how do you give the next token as a string? What will be the argument here? sc.next. Have we done the uppercasing there? Yeah, I have done the uppercasing here. So are you seeing it becomes such a clean code the moment you have already refactored it into the methods? And I don't want to use control 1. Anyone can tell me what is it we are going to assign it to? LHS, please. What is it returning? Either it will throw you the exception. No, not details, department. Very right. Because see this, somebody said details. See, this is the return type. So this is your validated department, correct? So here, either say control 1 or otherwise it takes you a minute to type it. So I can say, this is now valid department. Always give the variable names which you understand. So now tell me, are we done with the validations? Is employee ID validated? Yes. Is the department name, new department name validated? Of course, yes. I hope you are appreciating exception handling. You don't have to do any if-else checking. If there is a failure, this aborts goes to catch. If there is a invalid department ID, this throws you that custom exception and the code doesn't continue. So what does it mean? When it reaches here, employee ID and department or the new department, both are valid. So now can we actually change them? Now can we actually change them from the state of the employee? Answer is yes. Now you can call the setters. So now here, change department. Change department means what? You just have to call the setter. So let me ask you. If you call this setter on this details, or if you are confused, employee details basically. So let me ask you. Let me write and ask you because it's an interesting question. Details dot set department ID and valid department. So tell me, if I call this setter, will it actually modify the state of that employee in the employee object? Will the changes be reflected? Answer is yes. Because what is the memory picture? We have not drawn the memory. I'm not going to draw the whole thing because it takes time. But you know this, we have done this multiple times. So you have got this employee array. Sorry. I wanted to undo it. Okay, so here, what is the memory picture? I'm not drawing the method area and all. I just want to make my point. So this is your employee array. What are the slots here? Class pointer, length. So length could be 10, 20, whatever. And initially all the slots were null, right? So now suppose I have recruited couple of employees. So the index runs from 0, 1, 2, 3. And suppose there are something like, what do you say? Let's say 9. So 10 employees, length 10, so 0 to 9. And now suppose I have recruited first 4. So when I say this, everyone knows it is the array of references. So let me just slot it. See, when I start drawing it, takes a little bit of time. So it doesn't matter as long as you are understanding it. Okay, so when I'm talking about these slots, these are the slots I'm talking about. So now please tell me, when I say 4 employees, the other values are all null because they are not recruited at all. So imagine all the nulls sitting there. So imagine that way. So anyone wants to tell me, when I say 0, so what is that 0? The EMPS of 0 is pointing to. Answer that. It is a reference. It's an array of references. So what should I point it to? This is reference, but what will it refer to, Avinash? Which object? Which object, Prashant, Avinash? Object of the first employee, exactly. So this is where you should be showing the employee one's object. Now, if I ask you, what will be one referring to another employee object? Are you understanding this? So this memory picture should be very clear because tomorrow when I talk in array list, you will see similar memory picture. That's why I'm spent so much time on drawing this. And of course, you have got this. So this is your another employee object. Okay, so this is what I'm referring to as for simplicity, E1. Or okay, you can have E1 as the pointer here if you want. E1, E2, just to indicate E3. Okay, you can understand. I did not align it, so I'm writing it again. E2, E3, and E4. So these are what I was talking about. So now understand with the memory picture. So suppose the state, the ID, here the ID was 10, here the ID was 20, employee ID 30, and employee ID 40. So tell me, is the memory picture clear first of all? I'm not drawing the other state, such as first name, last name, department, and all that I'm not drawing. Is the memory picture clear so far? So now tell me, if the user means my business manager, gives me the employee ID as 30. So you remember that get employee rates method? If I pass the employee ID of the not new employee, of the one who has to be promoted as 30, so that get employee details method is going to return you E3. And after validating the department, when I say, see the thing, when I say, for example, E3 dot set department to some new department, where is the change going to happen? Is the change going to happen in the array, or is it going to happen in the object state? Of course, in the state of the object. So that is why the changes will be reflected. You're just using the copy of references, and using that copy, you are making the change in the state of the object. This is what I just wanted to confirm. And we are going to run it and we are going to test it, of course. And then you're going to update the salary also. Okay. So how do I update the salary? Is user giving me a new salary figure or only the increment? Answer is only the increment. So what is it I'll have to do? I'll have to get the original salary, increment it, and then set it. So details dot set salary. What should be the argument here? Tell me the input argument, please. What should I pass inside? First, the original salary. So how do I get the original salary? Details dot get salary, of course. And then how do I read the increment? Increment is double. So SC dot next double. And then you can give a message just to indicate. You can print that these are the updated details. I'm not doing it because anyway we are going to run this second option here. So I'm saying updated employee details. You can give any statement, any message. So tell me openly. We had already completed till the validation of this. I just wrote a couple of more lines. Has everyone completed parallelly with me? Those who have not completed, I'm talking to them. Have you completed it today parallelly with me? Or at least have you understood it? Tell me that way. Is there anyone? Yeah, I'll wait. Sandeep. So here, I'll share this in the meantime, in case somebody wants it. So just as a reference, I'll wait here. Sandeep, do let us know whenever you are done. Done? Okay, great. So I propose systematically and it becomes so easy. So first we are validating the employee ID. In case of success, accepting the department and validating the same. Both are okay, means now we are ready to change the state of the employee. So applied the new department ID, modified the salary and gave the success message. Okay, so now let's try this out and then go to the next topic. And that is the first topic of today is going to be, I'll continue with wrappers because yesterday I just covered it in a very brief manner. Sorry. And then we will talk about more interesting topics. So let me just run this. So suppose I say 10. So currently there are all nulls sitting in all those 10 slots. Hire employee. Email. I am giving all the correct things because this thing we have tested yesterday. Department ID, join date. After this, right? So 2/6 and the salary. So you can see that. Let me just add one more. You can't have a duplicate ID. And maybe on the same date, same salary. Or okay, maybe different salary, but join date could be the same. And if you see display all, which is 2, you can see both the records because employee ID is unique and remaining details is not even looked at. So now let's try update. So if I say employee ID as, something like 300, are you understanding? So here, obviously, what is supposed to happen? Is it supposed to ask for is it going to continue or is it going to get aborted? Of course, it is going to get aborted. So if I press enter here, you can see things. So are you understanding the internal working, what we had written? So it is calling employee equals twice. Why? Because it is linear searching. There are 2 records. So first it checked, is 300 equal to 10? No, equals returns false. Then we continued with second, equals returned false. And it is saying employee ID not found, invalid employee ID. Completely with me? Are you understanding the output with the code? Because that is how you will understand and survive collection framework, which starts tomorrow. So here, now let me say again. So here, if I say 20 and press enter. If I say 20, so tell me, is it going to abort or is it a valid employee ID or is it invalid? Everyone knows it's valid. You know, I'm talking about my data. So can anyone tell me how many times you will see in employee equals? Give me the number. Let me see what you're saying. No, one is wrong answer. See, for the first time, is 20 equal to 10? No. So second time, is 20 equal to 20? Of course, yes. So of course, the correct answer is 2. You should understand your own algorithm. Now, what is our code waiting for? We have not supplied the new department ID. So 20, guy, what was it in R&D? So let's say I'm changing the department to HR. It is still waiting. What is it waiting for, guys? It is waiting for salary increment, right? So suppose I say here 500. So check what was the original salary of 20. It was 22345 and the original department was R&D. So it's giving me a success message, updated employee details. You could write it that these are now your new details. But I did not do that because anyway I have display all. So you check it, please. So check. Is the department modified to HR as a new department? Answer is yes. And is the salary incremented? Answer is yes again. So this was your completion of yesterday's assignment. Are we completely clear? Is everyone clear with it? Has everyone understood how we got it? Very good. 100% is so good, Ankit. Thanks. So this was your some pending things about yesterday's. Now I'm starting a new topic. So it is not at all compulsory. If you want to code along, definitely. But I'm not pushing you. In some cases, of course, after a while, this is a big assignment. This is a growing assignment that employee based. I will ask you to code along, but not immediately. So let us revise what I talked about wrapper classes and continue from that. So it was already given. I have given you day 10 data, day 10 help. Open that day 10 help and you will find a folder called as wrappers. And just I'll open the wrapper class hierarchy directly because I don't want to waste too much time. This is a comparatively small and not so important topic. Okay, it is important for the exam because people ask you a lot of questions on wrappers. Exam topic. So let me start asking you first questions. You can open this. I'm looking at your chat messages. Tell me, what is a wrapper? The basic question. First question starts with what is it? Yes, please. Anyone wants to tell me what is a wrapper? It is a class equivalent to your primitive types. So tell me, how many primitive types we have? We have Boolean, char, don't say 3, it is 8. 8 is the right answer. You have Boolean, you have a char, you have this thing, what is it called? Byte, short, int, log, float and double. So for individual primitive type, there is a corresponding class which is called as a wrapper class. So what does this wrapper class do? It wraps, as the word goes, it wraps or it encapsulates the primitive value. So simple question, simple answer. What is a wrapper? A class representation or a class which holds this primitive value is called as a wrapper. Okay. So the next question. Next question is why wrappers? So yesterday, since we were almost finishing, I did not spend time. So people ask you why you need the wrapper classes. So understand this. Tomorrow, we are going to start with collection framework. So you will see collection framework is nothing but data structures in Java. So currently you have only seen one data structure, which is array. But it is is it a fixed size data structure or is it a growable data structure? Array, I'm asking you, fixed size. So you are going to learn with me so many growable data structures. So I will show you the collection framework part of it. And you have another module. The module you are currently is core Java. object-oriented practices programming with Java, but you have a data structure algorithm full DSA course. So that time you'll know even more about creating your own data structures. So anyway, coming back to it, there are certain data structures such as array list, linked list, vector, there are sets, there are maps. So, but the point is, anytime you want to add the data in any of these data structures, you cannot add the primitives. What it requires is you need to add the references only. So anytime you want to add the primitive type, you just convert that primitive type to wrapper, which is called as boxing. And then you can add those references to collection. Guys, collection framework has not yet started, so you may not understand. Tomorrow when I started, I'll tell you this is what I meant. So wrappers are for basically adding the data into the growable collection type. And the other reason is wrapper classes do give you a lot of useful API. You have seen it on the first day. You remember parsing, parse double, parse float methods. To parse the string into integer, double, float. If you open the wrapper class called as character, there are useful methods. Is the character a digit? Is it a white space? Is it a uppercase? Is it a lowercase, etc.? So that is why wrapper classes are created. I already told you what is wrapper, class equivalent for primitive types. And when I say some of the things you have to remember, I'm saying you just go through it once or twice, you'll automatically remember. What is more than important is the slide. So first part I'm showing you inheritance hierarchy, and then I'm talking about 4 words. So start. Sorry. So what is the root of all the Java classes? Object. Do not consider object as a wrapper. Object is not a wrapper class. So below object, you know, what is this lower one? Is it a Boolean type? This Boolean, lowercase b. Is it a primitive type or is it a wrapper type? Primitive. What is the corresponding wrapper class which holds this Boolean value such as true or false? This is your Boolean. Char, primitive, corresponding wrapper is character. And for all remaining numeric wrapper types, which is the common abstract superclass, that superclass name is number. And number class is abstract, so you cannot naturally instantiate it. And that is extended by your subclasses such as byte, short, integer, long, float, and double. So this is the inheritance hierarchy. So now let us come to 4 terms. So first term is called as boxing. So what is boxing? Boxing is nothing but the conversion from primitive type to its wrapper type. So primitive to wrapper. Whenever you are wrapping the primitive value into a wrapper class, it's called as if putting it in a box. So that is your boxing. If you open, please open Java docs. So here, if you open, I'll take a simple example. Look for integer, please. You'll see java.lang.integer. So is an integer a wrapper class? Of course, yes. See the hierarchy. Object, extended by number, extended by integer. You got that? It tells you, it wraps the value of the primitive type int in an object. So it is in the instance form. And how many fields are there? Single field whose data type is int. So you know that. So earlier, how we used to perform the boxing? We used to perform the boxing using integer class constructors. So you can see it from that slide. But are they still supported in Java 11 or are they deprecated? Answer is deprecated. So is there any other way of doing this conversion? Answer is yes. So if you go down, look for a method called as value of. Now you are in the 11th day in Java. So when I show you the method, you should be able to understand. So anyone, can you tell me what is this method doing? It is converting something into something. So tell me, what is it converting? What is the source and what is the destination? What is the input? What is the output? What goes in? What comes out? Respond. So let's see what you are saying. Int to integer. Absolutely correct. The input you are supplying is an int value. And here, what is it returning is nothing but the integer type of a reference. So here, this is what is, and how will you call it? It's a static method. So integer dot value of and 1, 2, 3, 4. So what will you call it? Is it a boxing or is it an unboxing? It is boxing. Conversion from primitive to wrapper via value of, or you could earlier use the constructors also. Now the opposite term. What is opposite of boxing? Unboxing, as in removing the box. So tell me, unboxing means what? What to what conversion? Conversion from something to something. So tell me, conversion from, let me see, wrapper to primitive. Yes. So wrapper classes to primitive types is nothing but unboxing. And how do you perform unboxing? There are methods. So search for a method, int value, and take a look at it. This is the instance method. So you suppose you have created a wrapper type of reference such as ref. So you can simply say ref.int value. It extracts the value of integer to int. So tell me guys, it's a very easy topic. But I do take it because you will require it as a prerequisite to collection. Today, whatever I'm going to show are all the essentials, prerequisites to your tomorrow's topic. Anyway, so that was your boxing. That was your unboxing. Boxing is primitive to wrapper, and the unboxing is wrapper to primitive. So now here the next statement. Till we were in JDK 1.4, which was pretty long back, we means programmer had to do these conversions explicitly. You had to call either the constructors or the value of methods and you had to do the conversion. But JDK 1.5 onwards, Java community has realized it's not worth it. I mean, it's not, why trouble the programmer? So JDK 1.5 onwards, these conversions, which conversions I'm talking about? Boxing and unboxing conversions can be or are performed automatically by Java compiler whenever required. So now new two terms. What are these two terms? Auto boxing. So what is auto boxing, guys? Automatic conversion from primitive to wrapper. Who is going to perform it? P for programmer, C for compiler. Of course, Java compiler written, performed automatically by Java compiler whenever it is required. And opposite last term, auto unboxing, removing the box. Earlier, what is it we had to do? We had to write a method such as int value, float value, short value, etc. So here, nothing of the sort. Automatic conversion from wrapper to primitive performed by the compiler. Okay, so these are the only key points you need to know. Are we all clear about four terms? Boxing. Who performs boxing and unboxing? Programmer or compiler? Programmer explicitly. But is it required any longer? Answer is no. So the automatic version is called auto boxing, auto unboxing. So guys, I would recommend you do this because we are not going to write too much code. I'm just going to make you exam ready for this topic. So if you want, you can continue coding along or you can sit back and understand the topic. Completely your choice. Later, I'll tell you that you have to code along. But that is much later. So now let me create our first project of today. 11.1. And here I'm creating a package here. I'm creating a class src c and packages wrappers. And here I'm writing test1. So I will write something and I'll ask you questions. And if you're coding along, you definitely can. So here I'm doing something. integer I1 equal to new integer. Okay. So guys, those who have not seen the deprecated APIs, you can see that. Can you see a scratch here? So this tells you that this constructor integer is deprecated since version 9. So here, what is it? Which version of Java we are using? JDK 11. So if you use the deprecated APIs, this is what happens. Will the code still compile and run? Yes. But as much as possible, don't do this. Don't use the deprecated APIs. So I'll do something else. Okay. So now deprecated warning and all is gone. So anyone wants to tell me, I'll give you 4 options. So what is happening here? Boxing, unboxing, auto boxing, or auto unboxing? Pick up the options. Answer is first option, very right. We are converting it explicitly. We are not relying on the compiler. Okay, so this is your boxing. I'll say int data is equal to I1 dot int value. Tell me, what will you label it? Which is this conversion you will call it? Simple question, simple answers. What will you call it? Somebody said auto boxing, wrong answer earlier. Here, there's nothing automatic. We are actually calling the API. So boxing performed by programmer, actual code. What will you call this? It is called as unboxing because you are not relying on the compiler. Here, again, the same thing. And which to which conversion this boxing is? Int to integer in this case. Are you understanding, guys? This is the int value I gave, and this I'm putting it in a box. So this is your int to integer performed by programmer. And here what is happening? What is it I have got? Integer. And integer I'm converting into int using that method. Are we 100% clear so far? Okay. So now I'll do something else. So and if I say SOP data, of course, what is the output you expect to see is naturally 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I say here, I'll say this. Okay, so even if I say SOP I1, you remember println method has been overloaded to print the object. And you know, integer is an object. So it will call here integers to string. And the output will be the same. So here I'll say, I'll give the header. This is used using integers to string. And of course, output is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Because what is the int value it is holding? Int value is this. And this is your int value. So even though the output is same, this println is actually taking the int data. This is calling the integers to string. Confirm? So this is it. So output is, of course, I've not changed any values, incremented any values. So this is fine. Now let's do something else. If I say integer I2 is equal to, let's say 200. After placing the semicolon, after adding the semicolon, tell me, compiler error or no error? Answer is no error. Try this out. You will not see any error. Now anyone wants to tell me what is happening in this line? You know all your 4 options. This is called as auto boxing. Okay. So here, this is nothing but your auto boxing because who is converting from int into integer? Compiler, without you saying any constructors of integer or value of. So this is 100%. What is happening is into integer, primitive to wrapper, automatically by Java compiler. Are we clear? So this is your meaning or example of auto boxing. So when you see such a code, don't throw it out saying that it's a compiler error. Of course it works. And if I say here something, LLC, suppose data equal to I2. So here, after adding the semicolon, compiler error or no error? I'll see the right hand side is integer, left hand side is int. So of course, answer is no, no error, nothing. Why? Because auto unboxing. Are you getting me? So which conversion is happening here? This time, what is the right hand side? Integer. So integer getting converted, unboxed. So it is unboxing to int, but who is doing it? Done automatically by the compiler. Everyone clear so far? No ambiguity? Zero ambiguity? Okay. Now let's talk about something else. These are all the interesting questions. I mean, currently it's not interesting. Soon it is going to become interesting. So suppose I say, now guys, you know about strings. So whether I create a literal string like this, or whether I create a non-literal string, such as using new string, and it doesn't matter, because I mean, see, of course it is different in the sense when the string object gets created. So the moment I say new string, is it going to be created and added? Will the reference be added to the literal string pool? You know, constant string pool. Answer is no. A new string object will be dynamically means at the runtime, when the main thread calls the main method, that will be created and added. But whether I create a literal or not, for this example, it doesn't matter. So if I say s plus equal to 10, after adding the semicolon, tell me, compile time error or no error? No error, guys, you are saying. What is wrong with you? Oh, sorry. My mistake totally. I wanted to say, okay, by the way, once I say, I take it back totally. I'm wrong. So anyone wants to tell me why this worked? I wanted to say increment and I ended up something else. Anyone wants to tell me what will it expand to? You know this, we had done this in the strings. I got goofed up. I got messed up. Concatenation. So tell me what happens internally. S is equal to S plus 10. Right? And plus is what? Overloaded concatenation operator. So if I say SOP, S, what will be the output? Anyone wants to tell me? I'll just change something here. Okay, 10 is fine. What will be the output? Will it be adding into that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or will it be a concatenated output? Of course, it is the concatenated output. Confirm. So you saw this because plus operator is special for concatenation. Now answer this one. If I say this, why are you getting? I wanted to say this actually and I messed up. So anyone wants to tell me why there is a compiler error now? If you try to use the post increment, so people are saying because it is immutable. Okay. So answer is wrong. I mean, reason is wrong. This doesn't work, but what you gave me the reason is wrong. So let me take something else. Okay. So let me say date. Everyone remembers date? We'll do new date. Okay. And here I'm saying date is not immutable. Tell me why there is a, is it giving you a clue? Yeah, that you are reading from compiler error Vedant. You take the cursor there, but you explain that is not what I want. I have discussed this on the first or second day. Do you remember? No, you are all reading of that error messages which your ID is giving you. I want better. On the first day or second day, I don't remember. I told you pointer versus reference. So answer this. Here, what is S? Is it a primitive type or is it a reference variable type? Reference type. And what is the major difference between pointer and a reference? It doesn't allow you any arithmetic manipulation. You can't you can't add any arithmetic operators to the reference. So now please, when it tells you, see this, when it tells you type mismatch, cannot convert from string to int, It is actually trying to tell you that you are trying to modify the reference value. Not possible. Here also, what is D1? Reference type of variable. So can you just increment the reference value like we increment pointers in C or C++? Answer is no. So I hope you understood why the error is there. It is a reference type of variable, cannot be modified. Understood the statement? Pointer arithmetic is not supported. Absolutely. So now, so somebody said it is immutable. So that was the wrong statement to make. It is not because string object is immutable. You can try. See, we are off tracking, but still, because somebody said things, I should not leave it hanging. So new string builder. Suppose I started with the sum string testing. So tell me, is string builder mutable or immutable? Does it represent mutable character sequence or immutable? Answer is mutable. So if I try to do again, so are you understanding? The reason what you gave me was wrong. It is not because string is immutable. It is because pointer arithmetic is not supported. And that is the difference between, what is it? Pointer and a reference. Are we all good? Everyone is convinced? Okay, but now there is a surprise. So here, because this is what makes learning interesting. This is what prepares you for exams and all that. So tell me, what is the type of data, primitive or wrapper? I'm sorry, primitive or reference, anything. Wrapper is a reference type. Of course, primitive. But what is the type of I1? It is a primitive type or is it a reference type? It's a reference type. So here, now see the actual point I wanted to come to. If I say I1 plus plus, and after I add a semicolon, doesn't give you compiler error. See, it is of the reference type. Everyone knows that. And references cannot be incremented. So anyone wants to tell me. These are the trick questions people love to ask you. People like to ask you. So tell me, anyone wants to guess what must be happening? Yes, please. There are three steps which happen. Auto unboxing is just the one of it. So first operation, compiler automatically performs is auto unboxing. This is just a first of three, one of three. So when I say auto unboxing, think in code. Int temp is equal to I1.int value. So now we are back to this thing, primitive types. Can I increment the primitive type? Of course, yes. So it will be incremented. And once it is incremented, again it will be boxed. So auto boxing. Are you understanding? So first it will call I1.int value. Take that primitive value, increment it, which is what? I1. What was I1 holding? 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is that incremented value? 1, 2, 3, 5. And then it will create another integer object and I1 will start pointing to it. Means what? So you can see this. If I say this answer is easy. SOP I1. What will be the output, guys? Easy question. Of course, it is going to show you the incremented value. So that is not important. You can run it, of course. Important thing is whether you will get a compiler error or not. So answer is no compiler error. Is everyone clear what I'm saying? Does it affect the reference? Means what? Does it affect the reference you mean? So what do you, or okay, I'll show you. So here, when I say I1 plus plus, I1, Ragini, I guess, I1 is reassigned to refer to the integer object containing the value. So that is what I said. So here, I1 itself is internally reassigned. So you don't have to have, you don't worry exactly. Affect the reference means I did not exactly understand. I gave you in writing. First, auto unboxing. Then incrementing the data. I'm talking in code. Auto unboxing means what? Int temp, I'm just using temp, is equal to I1.int value. Temp plus plus. And then I1 is equal to integer dot value of temp. So that is how three implicit operations happen. You understood what I said, this one? Is it clear? What is the question I'm not clear with? It means, does it change the value of the reference stored in I1? Yes. Yes, it will definitely change the value of the reference, because I said, so guys, here are the statements. I1 is reassigned. Okay, it is modified. So earlier I1 was pointing to one integer object. Now it will start pointing to another. Talk about this. Now once you understand it, I hope it should be clear enough. So what is it I was saying is, this is fine. So if I say I1 plus equal to 10, everyone understands why there is no compiler error. What are the implicit operations which are happening here? Same as earlier. Same, not concatenation. What concatenation you are talking about? Understand, guys, what is the type of I1? Today you are little off track. See, that was string, so you are talking about in concatenation. What concatenation for integers? Nothing. So what will be the first operation? Auto unboxing. Then increment by 10. And then auto boxing again. Are you getting it? Is everyone clear or lost? It's the same as earlier. Yes or no? Tell me. No, I'm not asking you the output. I'm asking you whether the statement is clear or not. Where I asked you the output yet. Now I'll see. So SOP, if I say I1, I1 itself is reassigned to that modified value. So of course it will show you 1, 2, 4, 5, I guess. Whatever the value. Confirm. So these are the different things which you see in your wrappers. More lot of questions. This is an exam favorite topic. So let me say something. I'll say double D1 equal to, be quick about responses. After adding the semicolon, compile time error or no error? Simple question, simple answer. Answer is absolutely no error. Can you tell me what is the type of conversion which is happening? Label it. Auto. And what is happening here? From double, you are going to double. Primitive to wrapper. Likewise, if I say double value or double, let's say some value equal to D1, you know the answer. Or I can say this one also. Double D1. I have used D1 here somewhere. I got some error here. Duplicate variable. Yeah, date I had used. So tell me, that was a different thing. So here, answer the question, please. Everyone understands this? It is because of auto boxing. Now solve this. And anyone wants to answer, what will be the operations which will happen here? This is also working. So tell me, why? What is the first operation? Can you actually increment the reference? No. So what is the first operation taking place here? Quickly. Auto unboxing. Okay. So then what will be the, after auto unboxing, it comes to double. So what is the value it will have? 123.45. Everyone is understanding that? So here, this is this a pre-increment or is this a post-increment? Pre or post? It's a post-increment. So before I continue, anyone wants to tell me? I will continue, but I just thought of asking you first. So anyone wants to tell me what will be the answer here? I've given you the clue. Pre-increment, post-increment is the clue. What is the output you expect to see here? Let's see what you are saying. Okay. So confirm your answer first. So now you have a guarantee of what is happening. So first is the auto unboxing. Now tell me, from the output, you should be able to tell me what happens first. First the assignment or first the increment? First the assignment. So auto unboxing gives you the double value. It is assignment first. First is assigned to what? Assigned to the LHS. and then the increment takes place. Are you understanding? So now the double value is increment, not this value. This value is incremented, and then your what is it you are having is D2 starts, then the auto boxing. I will not waste your time, just tell you. So here, if you say SOP, what was that? D2. Observe and conclude. Instead of saying 10 different lines, it becomes so easy to see with the example. So tell me, spend a minute on these 3 lines, spend a minute on the output, and tell me, are you clear what is happening internally? It is the whole answer is in front of you. I've written auto unboxing, assignment, then increment, and then auto boxing. Are you clear with the output or lost? Clear, everyone? Because you know these are the trick questions and you should be totally clear. Otherwise, you end up giving the wrong answers. So this is about your basics. Now let me create one more famous popular question, and then we can move ahead. So let me write another one in wrappers test 2. Definitely revise it whenever you are in the mood of revision or in the today's lab session any time. So let me write something first. Tell me why there is no compiler error. Precise question is, can you tell me which is that implicit conversion which is happening here? You have to think and answer, guys. All answers are wrong so far. Yes. Somebody, only I'll tell you, Prashant and Vedant gave me the correct answer. Guys, it is not double to int. What are you talking about? It is a RHS to LHS. So it is which conversion I'm talking about? Int to double. So why you are giving me wrong answers such as upcasting? Upcasting, downcasting is in the world of references. Somebody said auto and all. There is nothing. The only correct answer, first day you learned that. Which is the conversion? Widening. Are you remembering? Auto. So we call it as automatic promotion or widening or anything. So who performs it automatically? Performed by Java compiler. Don't forget the earlier concepts. It is simply into double. And since double, both have the numeric types and double has a wider range of magnitudes. Double can hold any data which is stored in the integer because of the larger range. Of course, this is automatic promotion. Are we clear? This we had covered already, not because of 8 bytes, Abhijit, wrong answer. The range of the values which double can have because of that mantissa and what is it, fractional, exponent and mantissa is much longer. So this I don't want to again spend time. We have spent a lot of time. So this is given. This is already there. So now I'm doing something. Please check. So here, wait a second. So I'll say observe and conclude. These are all the favorite questions I'm telling you. So after adding the semicolon, compiler error or no error? And a surprise for you, compiler error. This is what makes the wrappers interesting. If you don't know about it, you will definitely end up giving the wrong answer. So what is happening? So this is the way compiler goes. So compiler, what it does first is compiler tries to apply the auto boxing first. So when I say first, sorry. So first conversion it does is auto boxing. So keep answering the questions. When I say auto boxing, can you tell me what to what conversion it will do? Auto boxing. Yes. So here, this will be double. What is the, no, not double. What are you saying? I also got confused by your answer. Guys, go by your RHS. What is the type of RHS? Tell me. int. So here int to integer. Okay. So now because of integer auto boxing, we have come to the, it has put it in a box integer. And tell me, this is where your inheritance hierarchy comes in. Can I say integer? I can promote, compiler can promote int to a double, but can I say integer is a double? It's a yes or no question. Inheritance. Could we say student is a faculty or manager is a worker? No, they are the peer classes. I'll repeat from the picture again. Can you say, I can, of course, compiler automatically promotes int into double, but is integer a double references? Of course not. There's no is a relationship, and that is why compiler throws you out. So here X is for not possible. Integer cannot be converted into double because they are at the same level. And that is why the whole thing fails. If you take the cursor here, it will tell you type mismatch cannot convert, directly tells you, doesn't tell you internal, into double. But this is the reason behind. So guys, you can easily be fooled. So whenever you are solving exam or whatever, preparation this and all, check whether it is a lowercase double or uppercase double, primitive or wrapper, and answer accordingly. Okay, so I'll keep it under the comment because I want to ask you what will be the solution. So suppose I say double D2 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. It is failing. Anyone wants to give me the solution to remove this compiler error? You have to give the hint. So no. 123.44 of course will run. That we had already covered in test 1. So here you have to tell the compiler this is not a int, but it is a double. Okay. So here you actually convert it into double. And see, I'll ask you, what is the data type of 1, 2, 3, 4? Answer that int. But now what is the data type of the RHS? Double. And then can your compiler perform the auto boxing? Of course, yes. And this time, which type of, earlier somebody was giving me wrong answer. Now, which type of auto boxing would be there? Double to double. Okay. So this is what is the correct working one. But if you try it directly, compiler throws you out and the reason is clear. Again, let me try so that you won't you won't have any ambiguity. After adding the semicolon, compiler error or no error. This is a revision of your primitive types also, guys. Tell me, what is the, will there be a compiler error? Of course not. Why? Because what is the RHS? Anyone wants to tell me? Tell me RHS, tell me LHS. Float. What is the RHS? Double. So what is the implicit conversion compiler is doing? Give me the name of the conversion. What is that conversion called? Float to double is fine, but what is it? Of course, widening. So it is your float to double thanks to widening. Automatic promotion by this. Okay. So now if I say, what is that? D2 is equal to, tell me why there is a same question I'm asking you again so that everyone understands it, not just few of you. Why there is a compiler error, guys? Answer that. Which is the first conversion your compiler will do? It will do auto boxing. You are absolutely right. So first it performs auto boxing, which is which conversion? Your float to float. And tell me, then can it do the upcasting? Can it convert the float to double? Of course not. They are at the same level. There's nothing like a what do you say? Superclass and subclass between them. So x's cannot be converted to double. So things fail. So this is your similar one. But you can explicitly tell the compiler it's not a float, but it is a double. So one way is remove this f. It is double. This works, but you have already seen that. So if it is here, you can always do the casting. You can explicitly tell the compiler what you are thinking is wrong. this is not a float. RHS is a double, and primitive double to wrapper double is possible. Are you getting the point? Is everyone 100% clear with the examples? See, always just see that slide was very easy, but when you applied, you know, you know how important it is. So now let me write something, and I just want to ask you, compiler error or not? After adding the semicolon, will there be a compiler error? Line 11, wait, Nikita, I'm into next one. So I'll repeat after a while. Answer is no error. That your ID will tell you. But I need you to explain it to me. So tell me, which is the implicit conversion which your compiler performs? Answer the question. Which is the conversion which it will do first? It is the auto boxing. So first is same, auto boxing here. And now tell me, can it be upcasted? See the words I'm using. I'm not using the wrong words. So you also don't use the wrong words. Now we have come to the reference type. So don't use your words. You use upcasting, downcasting, which we use in references. So look at the picture and tell me, can I say every float is a number? Yes or no? Of course, yes. It's a superclass. And you know, like we say, every student is a person, or every worker is an employee or an object. So here, can it be? Now, the next conversion, what it does is upcasting. Can it be upcasted into a number? Of course, yes. Okay. So think about it. Nikita, you wanted me to repeat this. So I'll uncomment it. Check. So those who have not understood, say with me. Nikita, answer. What is the type of the RHS? I've given actually the answer here. But anyway, tell me the type of the RHS. It's float. Absolutely correct. But now, which is the first conversion compiler does? Is it a widening or is it a auto boxing? Compiler does the auto boxing first. So float will get converted to what? A wrapper float. And if you see the hierarchy, Nikita, see the hierarchy. Here we have a float. Don't look at the primitive type float. So can you say float is a double? Is the double super type and the float subtype? Yes or no? Answer is no. That is why it fails. This is what I explained. Okay. So you guys, you are supposed to uncomment and confirm all the things. So are you understanding which are the two conversions happening here? Auto boxing and followed by upcasting. I'll ask you something else. Now I'm going to go a little faster. Tell me why there is no compiler error. You can write it on your own. Which conversions? First is, you got it? Very good, Nikita. So here, tell me. First is into int. No. What are you saying? Into int. Into integer via auto boxing, and integer to number via upcasting. Everyone with me? Can I say n1 is equal to? Of course, yes. Which is the conversion happening here? Auto boxing. So lowercase double, primitive double to wrapper double, and upcasted into what? Your number. Okay. So now something more, and we'll go to the next topic. So here, what is it I was going to say? Right. If anyone asks you a question, is Java purely 100% object-oriented language? What is the answer to that? Is it yes or is it no? Is Java 100% object-oriented language? Answer is no. Why? Because, tell me, I said this long back. Why? Because, of course, you are right, Kunal. So one of the reason is it also supports the primitive data types. You got me? Everyone knows there's a primitive type and there is a reference type. Fine. So this is a correct answer. And of course, it doesn't, what do you say? Other reason is it doesn't support all the features of object-oriented, such as multiple inheritance and all is not supported. Operator overloading it doesn't support other than plus operator. So the point is, it is not. But now I'm going to show you something and we'll make another statement. So see, I'm having object O. When I say object O, what is O? It is an object type of a reference. Everyone with me? O is nothing but the object type of a reference. You got it? So now I'm going to write something equal to false. So after adding the semicolon, compile time error or no error? Answer is, if you are typing along and IDs are giving you the answer, I can still ask you. Surprisingly, answer is no error. Anyone wants to tell me what is happening? It's a similar one. I'm just changing the scenario and checking your clarity. So which is the first operation it will implicitly do? Which is the first conversion it will do? The boolean to boolean. That is your auto boxing. The name of the conversion is there. And what is it? The primitive boolean to uppercase boolean. There's no bool data type here. So boolean to this. And then can I say every boolean? See this. Is an object? Of course, yes. The universal superclass of all Java classes is an object. So here, this gets upcasted. So upcasting. Are you getting this? Into the object. Okay, think about it while I write something more. Okay, or okay, solve this and that will be more than sufficient on wrappers. Everyone can see it works. So I'm not writing it so that in the lab station, you can write it. So sorry. So tell me why this works. Which is the implicit conversion your compiler will do. So first is auto boxing. So here you come to double. But from double, number and number to object. So can I say every double uppercase D is an object? Yes. So this works. Tell me here. Int to integer via auto boxing. Integer to number, number to object, upcasting. And how about this? This is your long, primitive type long, wrong. So that is I'm so sorry. Auto boxed into long, that is the wrapper type. Long to number and number to object. So in short, which are the two conversions which are happening in these cases? First, the auto boxing and then the upcasting. Sorry. So are you understanding? And it looks very weird. Absolutely correct, Sumit. So here, if you don't think about this or if you don't know about this, you will easily take this as a compiler error and lose marks. So are we all clear? So let me make a statement here. I'm asking a question. Is Java 100% object-oriented language? You answered that already. Answer is no. Everyone agrees with me? Because you already told me it supports primitive types. I told you it doesn't support all the principles, all the characteristics of object-oriented. So now I'm asking you another question. Can you access any type? When I say any type, I mean primitive type or reference type. So any type means I'm including both. Can you access any type, whether it is a primitive type of a data or a reference type of data, using object type of the reference? Because sometimes you have a problem with when I ask you in the technical terms. So what is the answer of this? Yes or no? Answer is 100% yes. So what is the example? This is the example. This right hand side was double, but implicitly it got auto boxed and then upcasted. So can you use the object type of reference to refer to can you assign it to your primitive? Yes, thanks to auto boxing. And the other one, can I say O is equal to? Of course, yes. Why? Because what is the RHS type, guys? Answer that. What is the type of the RHS? String. Whether literal or non-literal doesn't matter. And can I say string is a object? Of course, yes. And which is the conversion which we use here is the upcasting. So I'm asking you the same question again. I've already given the answer. Can object type of a reference refer to any reference type such as any class of interface or whatever? Array, yes. And can it also refer to any primitive type? Answer is yes again. Thanks to auto boxing. Are both the statements clear to everyone? Yes or no? You have to respond to this. Otherwise, I have to ask you the same question 10 times. So this is what is more than time allocated for your wrappers. So definitely do revise. Instead of revising, for revision, there's only one slide, and there is that readme. So go through that regarding whatever wrappers or wrappers readme, and more importantly, solve these hands-on exercises to get the full clarity. So now let me start. This was not such an important topic. Now what I'm starting is a really important topic, because in the first few days, what we have spent largely time is on inheritance is a relationship. But when I take you to advanced Java, after a lot of long break, because you have to learn in between prerequisites such as the programming technologies and all that. So whenever I take you to an advanced topic called as Hibernate. So at that time, you will see, you will have to know the inheritance also, and you have to know the associations also. So we are talking about associations here. So there is I've given you this help, so you can open that if you want. So here, let's start talking about a different type of relationship between the objects. So understand this. Association is also called as containment. Association is a relationship between two separate classes, which we use using object references. So when you say association in the middle of night, what is the relationship we are talking about? Has a relationship. With examples, things will be ultra clear. Next, why association? Answer is the same. You can do the code reusability. You'll know again with the examples. Okay. So association is the relationship, which is nothing but a has a relationship. And there are various forms of has a relationship. All this is a very important topic when I take you to advanced Java. So I'm just creating the foundation here. So there can be a one-to-one relationship. Can anyone tell me a one-to-one association type of example of one-to-one relationship between two entities? Two entities means two classes. It's a has a. Can you think of some example? Okay, nobody's giving that example, or are you typing? I'm asking you, can you identify? Okay, so you have to tell me, Rohan, more clearly. Okay, so here I'll say it clearly for him. Employee has a department. Okay, yeah, a human body has a heart. So that's your one-to-one. Or I can say a book. Suppose a book is written by a single author. So book has an author. Movie has a rating. Are you understanding? So that is it. But that's not the only one. You can have one-to-many association also. Give me an example of one-to-many. Dog doesn't have a single leg, Shubham. Dog has legs. So that's your one-to-many. So book has pages. Parent has children. One author doesn't end up writing with one book. One author can publish multiple books. So one-to-many. Opposite of one-to-many is many-to-one. Many books are written by one author. What about many to many? You have, again, see, you can quote any example. I'm just telling you from something. Employee and a project. When you start working, one project can have multiple employees, and sometimes you have to work on multiple projects. So that time I can say one employee is a part of multiple projects. Or one book can be co-authored, can be written by multiple authors, and one author can publish multiple books. Are you understanding? Yes, many teachers, many students. So I can take an example of a course. In your, you can go for, if you go learning for some, online courses, whatever. So a student can go for multiple courses, having multiple teachers, multiple faculties, and one faculty can teach multiple courses. So these are the examples. Now come down. What are the two forms of association? One form is called as composition, and the other form is called as aggregation. So there is a very fine boundary between that, but you should know about it. So there is a, see, this is all about coupling. Coupling means connection between two objects. So you will see soon, composition, is it a stronger form of coupling, stronger form of association, or is it a weaker form of association? Answer is, composition is a stronger form of association, and aggregation is a weaker form of association. But you won't understand unless until I take the example. So here, aggregate, I'm just telling you something conceptually, and with one diagram, I'll tell you the whole story. Aggregation implies, of course, aggregation or composition, both of them are hazard. So here, aggregation says where one entity, such as child entity, can exist without a parent. So listen to this example. You have a class of students, and you have a student. So if the student doesn't take an admission to that particular class, student can still exist. Another example, bank has a customer. Okay. So here, if you are not opened any account in the bank, the customer as a person can still exist independently. So this is called as the weaker form of association. But earlier somebody had given me example. Body, human body, a person, human has a brain, human has a heart. So tell me, can you visualize, can you think of a heart as a body part existing without a person? It's a yes or no question. Obvious question. Of course not. Okay. Can you think of just a brain, just limbs, just a liver? I mean the body parts existing without a human? Answer is no. Human as in some living form. Another one. Can you think of here, if you're talking about a vehicle, a car. Okay. Car has gears. So can you just think of gear assembly or the transmission system or the brakes assembly without a vehicle? Answer is no. So this is a part of relationship. Are you getting this? Mechanical guys will relate to it much better than we can. So the point is, this is not possible. So when you have this stronger form of coupling, where a child, a gear assembly, yes, don't go by with that. You both depend on each other. You are off track little bit, Pushkaraj. I'm not talking about that point currently. I'm talking about the heart alone cannot exist without a human or a living body. That is my point. So such strong couplings are called as composition, and the weaker associations are called as your aggregation. So I found a very cute picture to explain you things. So don't go by the title, go by the picture. Don't go by this, otherwise you will give me wrong answers sometime. So what is it? It is a pet owner. Okay, and this is nothing but her pet. Nothing complicated. So this is a pet owner, this is a pet. So can you tell me what is the relationship between the owner and the pet? It's a, you use English words. Has a relationship. What else? You can say owner has a pet. So it is an association. Everyone clear? Okay. Now I'm telling you some, real life stories, real life examples. So forget the pet. Think of it as a, okay, let me explain the point. Suppose I am not a pet lover. Don't take me literally. I love dogs. But otherwise, suppose I'm saying I'm a dog hater. So tell me, can I as a person, a dog hater person, can I exist? Can I survive? Can you think of a person without her pet, without his pet? Of course, yes. If a dog hater, everyone doesn't love the pets, right? So I can exist even when I don't have a pet. Then take the next example. Everyone knows street dogs, stray dogs. So stray dogs are just running, I mean, on their own. So can a stray dog exist without a particular owner? Answer is yes. So what is the association form you are talking about? Is it a strong form of coupling, association, or weaker form? Weaker form. Example of aggregation. And this thing immediately changes if I'm talking about a pet owner and a pet. So pet owner, they love pets so much that they literally cannot survive without pets. And a pet, when you pet a particular animal, it cannot exist without a owner. So that changes to composition. Are you understanding the point? The difference between composition and aggregation. The moment you say one entity cannot exist without other, what is the relationship? Aggregation or composition? Composition. And other form is your this thing. So let's keep the story clear. Stray dogs can survive without the owner, and a dog hater or a pet hater can survive without a pet. So that was the example. Now tell me, what is the relationship between pet and a dog? Is it a is a or is it a has a? Of course it is a is a. Can I say dog has a pet or pet has a dog? Of course not. That's why I said, guys, think. But can I say dog is a pet? Of course, yes. Cat is a pet, dog is a pet, a rabbit is a pet, or whatever. Suppose you have fish. I mean, you're a fish lover. Fish is a pet, etc. Are you getting this? So, what is the relation between the two? Inheritance is a. And now, tell me, what is the relationship between dog and a tail? I'm just telling you, one picture says it all. Has a. And I know there are some breeds of the dogs, miniature picture and all that, who hardly have a tail, or just this. So forget about this. So can you tell me, when you say dog has a tail, can a tail exist without a dog? It's a simple example. So what is the type of a association between dog and a tail? A composition. So understood the point with simple examples. Of course, we are going to write a code and we are going to confirm all of this. But is the point clear? Is the concept clear? We have an association, contentment, has a relationship. And this is achieved using object references, which you will understand in couple of minutes when we start coding. The next one. The next one is association has two forms, strong coupling, loose coupling. Or strong association. No, I won't say complete. Strong association, loose association. Which is the strong association? Composition. Give me an example of couple of examples of composition. Any example which you have understood. Person has a part. It's a part of relationship. Bike has a brake. Dog has a tail. Whatever. Okay. Next one. I'll ask you something, because that is how we are going to continue after the break. Let me talk about what is the class we have built yesterday is employee. So can you tell me what will be the relationship between an employee and let's say Aadhaar card? Everyone knows Aadhaar card. So can I say employee is a Aadhaar card? No. Is Aadhaar card an employee? No. So it is has a relationship. Exactly, Darshana. Employee has a Aadhaar card. Okay, so now people have already answered the next question also. So can you imagine Aadhaar card creation without the corresponding person? Of course not. Aadhaar card cannot exist on its own, right? So what is the coupling between an employee and Aadhaar card? Tight coupling, I mean, strong or weak? Of course, strong. And you are right, composition. Everyone is clear? So that is what we are going to, what do you say, code after the break. So here, this is what is nothing but your association introduction. But now listen to the question. If you create two classes, which two classes? I'll just draw it so that you know there's nothing what I'm talking about is vague. So we are going to enter association after the break. And what is the association I'm talking about? You already told me. So you have an employee class. What is the state of the employee so far? You got ID, name, salary, department ID, etc. Okay. Just a second. I'm not writing the exact piece. You know what I'm talking about. And now, when I say this is one class, okay? Now we are going to bring an additional relationship. So we will create, if you create another class, Aadhaar card, okay? And what are the members you will keep? You can have the Aadhaar card number, which is of course going to be the unique one. Then you can have, what is it? The date of creation. When it was created, when did you create your Aadhaar card? Creation date, java.util.date. And you may say where it was created. The fingerprint and all that biometrics part, of course, we are not mentioning. We don't know the, yeah. So yeah, you can keep so many things. All this is clear. So now tell me, what is the relationship between the two? Everyone knows it. This is your nothing but your has a relationship. It's not a is a relationship. This is your has a relationship. And as you have answered already, this is nothing but your stronger form. The child Aadhaar card cannot exist without its owning entity, without its owner. So here. So what is it we are saying is, of course, it is a composition. Okay. But now, okay, so I'll say one thing at a time. So the moment you say employee has Aadhaar card, you have declared Aadhaar card. We will be coming back and doing this. So please log in with your computers, because it is a natural extension and you will understand the things fast. So coming back to the point. So here, when I want to say, you will have constructor data members already said. So anyone wants to tell me, in addition to this ID, name, salary, what else you will be adding as the state of an employee? You will be, of course, giving the reference. Okay, that department and all is there. Guys, that is an old story. Old story means yesterday's story. I'm talking about this. So what is it? How will you establish has a relationship? Okay, people gave me wrong answer. So let me say this. Let me just rewind. Suppose, listen to the question carefully. These are all the basics of fundamentals of object-oriented programming. If I just create an employee class and Aadhaar card and keep it. So are they really associated, or there's no association between them still? Answer is currently they are totally separate. There is no linking, there is no association, there is no connectivity. So I wanted to ask you the question, or I asked you the question, if you want to establish a has a relationship, what is it you are going to say? Are you going to say public class employee extends Aadhaar card? Never. Employee is not Aadhaar card. So I was asking you, additionally, what will you add? So people told me very clearly. So you will add additionally the reference. It is a tight encapsulation. So private Aadhaar card. Are you understanding, guys? So this is what you will be, you will have to add. And now, if you visualize the state of the employee after the employee object is created, we are going to, by the way, draw the memory pictures and all that. So it has ID, it has name, it has salary, plus a additional slot as an Aadhaar card. Is this card a reference or is it an object? This card, can you tell me what is a reference type or is it an object? Yes, make it a data member of the class. It is a reference. So it will contain the pointer and then we will create an Aadhaar card object and link it. So this is your has a relationship. I'll repeat the last two statements. I'll give you a break in a minute. So here, now you can say employee has a Aadhaar card. Okay. And how did we establish this? We just will be adding a new reference, new additional state member. And I will say that when I'm hiring the employee, I'll take the basic details such as ID, name, salary, the department he's going to work in. And then I will give a choice. Choice means option to the user that link the Aadhaar card. So at that time, I will take the Aadhaar card details. What is the card number, when the creation date, location, and that we will link it. So we will call we will link it to the we will link this Aadhaar card object to this employee class. A small question: how will you do the actual linking? Anyone wants to tell me? After creating the Aadhaar card object, how will you do the linking? Because see, this is all private. You can't access it from outside. So what is it you'll have to supply for linking the Aadhaar card? Yeah, which method, Prashant? Crisp answer is expected. A setter. You'll simply supply. You can write a method link Aadhaar card. But okay, let's go by your choice. So we will add a method. I was thinking of a simple setup, but I can add a method here. So check this. All this we are going to do. So here, suppose I want to give a method link Aadhaar card. So what all it will accept? It will accept the Aadhaar card details. And we will create the object and we will refer it by this card. If you are not understanding, unfortunately, wait for the break to be over and we will actually do this. So I'll repeat the steps. We will create an Aadhaar card class. We will provide constructor toString and all. We will modify the employee class to add the additional state, which is a Aadhaar card reference. But the default value of the card will be what? Null. So then we will add a method, either a setter or link Aadhaar card. We will create the object of the Aadhaar card in this method and link it here. So your has a relationship will be established. Understood this much? At least partially 1%, 2%. Don't worry, even if you are not understood completely, we are actually going to code after the break. So now I'm going forward, little bit forward. Think and answer. If I create an Aadhaar card as a separate class, okay? For employees separate, Aadhaar card is separate. Tell me, can in the tester code, can any tester, can any user directly create an Aadhaar card object without its owner, without its employee? It's a Boolean question, yes or no. Guys, you are telling from the logical point of view. I'm telling you, think in Java. Just you have created a class, public class Aadhaar card. So what stops a tester? In a tester, can I simply write Aadhaar card ABC or A equal to new Aadhaar card? Yes. So what kind of relationship you will have if you code in this manner? Aggregation or composition? This will be an example of aggregation. But I told you, I don't want aggregation because it is so illogical. It's such a nonsense. Aadhaar card cannot exist without a owning person. So that is where we are going to enter nested classes. See, all these are related concepts. So if you are happy with a weaker form of association, which is aggregation, you can definitely create it as a separate outer class. But if you want to impose, if you want to force a composition such as nobody should be able to create the Aadhaar card instance before creating or without creating the employee class instance, welcome to new topic in Java called as nested classes. So the moment I say nested class, what does it mean? A class within a class. and I will show you variety of nested classes, and using the nested class, we will solve this, and then you will achieve, then you will see it becomes so easy to what? To create composition. So that is what we are going to do. I just wanted to explain the concept, just give you the, background. So when we come back, please try to log in, because, I'll get the things done with you. So I explain a concept and immediately you can do it. So otherwise you have a lab session. So we will talk about first nested classes. I'll show you the rules, I'll show you the syntax, and we'll apply it to this example. So this is all for now, this session. We are stopping here. We'll resume in an hour. So around 11:05, 11:06, we'll resume and we will code everything, and you will have a better idea about two things, nested classes also and composition also. That will be all. See you after break.